Hi guys, I'm going to give you a quick lesson on how to write a strong paragraph because I realize that I've been sort of taking for granted the fact that I assume you all understand what needs to be present for it to be considered a strong paragraph. And I've been getting some questions from students that make me realize that maybe I shouldn't be assuming that you know that. Sometimes students will ask me, how long does this have to be? How many sentences do I need? And that tells me that you're not really sure how to write a strong paragraph and what all the parts are. So we're going to go through that together today. I did some color coding for this presentation for my visual learners and also to help things stand out to you as we go through and we talk about it. So we're going to look at a paragraph as having three colors. Blue is going to be used for topic sentences and closing sentences. Every paragraph needs to have a topic sentence and a closing sentence. Red is going to be used to show you the specific details and supporting facts that are included. And green are going to be used to show your own analysis, your interpretation, your own thoughts about those facts. So let's start at the beginning, the topic sentence. This is the first thing you're going to write in any paragraph. It tells your reader what your entire paragraph is going to be about. A good topic sentence has to do two things. It has to identify the topic, but it should also say a little bit about what you're going to say about that topic. The bottom sentence here on this slide is super important. Everything that you write after the topic sentence must relate back to that topic that you identify in the beginning. And for my kinesthetic learners, I've got the hamburger metaphor up there that you can think of a paragraph as a hamburger with your topic sentence being the top bun, and then we'll work on building it all the way up to the bottom. So let's take a look at a topic sentence, an example. My parents overmanage my homework and it drives me crazy. So you see there's kind of two parts here. My parents is just kind of like the basic topic of this paragraph, but there's a lot you could say about parents. We're going to get really specific in this paragraph, and we're going to talk about how I feel like my parents overmanage my homework and how I don't like it. It drives me nuts. So everything I write in this paragraph has to relate back to that topic sentence. After the topic sentence, you go into writing the body of the paragraph. This is the bulk. This is most of your paragraph. Body sentences give all the details and thoughts that you have on the topic. And there's two different kinds of body sentences. There are the specific details and supporting facts that you're going to use. And then there's also your own thoughts about those details and facts. And so we're looking at the middle of the burger, the juicy part of the hamburger, the vegetables, the condiments, the toppings, the burger, the cheese, all that stuff. That's your body. It's the most important part. Let's break it down into the two different types. Specific details and supporting facts. These are things that cannot be argued with. No one can say you're wrong. These are facts, these are quotes, examples. It's the evidence that you're using to back up your thinking. And it needs to come right after the topic sentence. Let me show you an example. My parents overmanage my homework and it drives me crazy. For example, I'm required to spend an hour and a half or 1.5 hours doing homework, regardless of whether I have that much homework or not. This is true. In my life, this is true. My parents wouldn't argue with this. It's a fact that happens in my house. Okay, so I've got that to just kind of explain and go a little further, a little deeper, a little more specific what I mean by overmanage my homework. Well, this is what I mean by overmanage my homework. And you notice this little phrase here, for example, that's in gray. I want you to think about if you know what that is. What that is an example of. We'll come back to it. In addition, my parents review all of my completed assignments before I am allowed to have free time. Now you tell me, I want you to think. Is this a supporting detail and fact, or is it an opinion? My parents review all of my completed assignments before I am allowed to have free time. That's a fact. That is a true thing that happens, not my opinion. And look at this word transition. In addition is a transition phrase, just like for example was in the last paragraph, or excuse me, the last slide. Paragraphs should have transition phrases that smoothly guide your reader from one idea to the next. Now we're going to move on and take a look at those thoughts of your own. In addition to the facts and details, you also need to include your own thoughts about those facts and details. That's your own analysis, your interpretation, your opinion, your explanation of those facts. But doesn't it make sense that that would need to come after the supporting facts and details? You're not going to talk about what you think about them until you've already said them. I will tell you this, that this part, your own thoughts, your own analysis, your explanation, your interpretation of these details and facts is the most important part of your paragraph. This is what makes your writing your own and not just a textbook. So here's another example. This shows me that my parents do not trust me to be an independent student. Well, now that's my interpretation of what they're doing. That's not a fact. My parents might disagree with that. But look at this nice transition phrase. This shows me that. That clearly communicates to my reader that I'm about to go in and explain to you what I think about the things that my parents do around homework. As a result, I feel condescended to, which causes frequent arguments during homework time. What do you think? Fact and detail, or my own interpretation, my own analysis or opinion? Yeah, it's also an opinion. This is how I feel. Now let's take a look at the idea of a chunk. In the body of your paragraph, you need to create a chunk, and a chunk is a combination of supporting details and facts and your own thoughts about those details and facts. They go together. Your paragraph, your goal is to have equal amounts of supporting details and your own thinking about those details. Take a look at my chunk that I just wrote. For example, I'm required to spend 1.5 hours doing homework, regardless of whether I have that much homework or not. In addition, my parents review all of my completed assignments before I'm allowed to have free time. This shows me that my parents do not trust me to be an independent student. As a result, I feel condescended to, which causes frequent arguments during homework time. See the 4 transition phrases that smoothly move you through? Color coding really helps you see that you have enough. I would recommend, if you're not sure if you do chunking, if you do this, color code your paragraphs while you're first figuring out how to do them really well. Make sure you have all these pieces. And this is it. This is the closing sentence. It's the bottom bun of the burger that holds it all together. The last sentence of your paragraph. And what it needs to do is clearly identify the connection between the specific details and interpretation in the body and the idea you put forth in the topic sentence. It is bringing it all back to that topic sentence and making it really solid for your reader. Here's my closing sentence for this paragraph. I wish that my parents would allow me more freedom with my assignments. Think about that. Think about the topic sentence. Take a look at it all together right here. Read it for yourself. Do you see how this paragraph is built? Clearly laying out the topic and specifically what I'm going to say about the topic. Then I go in and I give 2 pieces of facts, 2 details that explain in more detail, that go deeper into this big overarching general topic sentence. Now I prove it to you. I prove they overmanage it by giving you details. Then I go into 2 of my own thoughts and opinions, and I discuss my own analysis or my own explanation of how these behaviors impact me. And finally, at the end, I wrap it all up with what I want. After all of this detail and all of my sharing of my own personal experiences, I end with a clear statement that relates back to the overarching topic of my paragraph. That's how you write a strong paragraph.